is everybody? Good to see you. How are you? No, seriously, really, truly, how are you? How are you this evening? I hope you're good. And if you're not, what do I always say? What does Mama always say? The sunset tonight is going to rise tomorrow and you could try again. It's no big deal. Who cares what she said? Who cares what he did? Who cares what you didn't get? All right? Tomorrow's another day. Cut it out. I'm glad you're here to spend some time with me. If you didn't have a good day, we're about to have one, okay? Because you know it's always juicy here on the blog. Let me tell you something. If you have not seen my other shows for the past couple of days, when I tell you tornado, volcano, they have been pure fuego bars. They have been pure fuego. So don't stop here. If you are a new subby or an old subby and you haven't caught up on my shows, click through a couple of them. I know some of them are long. Some of them are 2 hours. Some of them are 3 hours. Some of them are 4 hours. But I promise you, they are chock full of fireworks. So click through them. Let me get a sound check before I get to talking about what everybody's talking about. Okay? And I was over here thinking like, no, I'm not going to cover this story. I'm Brittney Griner out. Who cares? But let me tell you, no, honey. No. The timelines are ablaze with this story and not for the reasons you think, okay? This is America, so America is American and America is Americanin, okay? Let me get a sound check, mi gente. Let me know you could hear me okay. What's up, ALR? Good evening to you as well, sir. Guys, let me get a sound check. Por favor. Make sure I don't sound like I'm underwater. I'm talking to a can. Thank you, Terrence. Thank you. Somebody answered. Thank you. You can hear me good? Good. Can you hear that? Good. All right, guys, let's get into this. Good evening. Good to see you. I hope you're happy to see me, okay? And I'm talking to the people that come here because they're entertained, not the rats and roaches and dusties that be peeking in to see what I'm doing still, okay? Hating from outside the club, fucking steaming up the glass window, staring in at us. Not y'all, okay? Not y'all. Although thank you for your view as well. You also keep me in the algorithm. It's all love here, baby. It's all love here. Can't you tell? All right, so let's get into this. First of all, let's get through some of the fluff, right? So it's another week. And yet another thing Kanye West to be stripped of, okay? Another, every week, Mr. West or Ye is stripped of something else. Thank you, Terrence. Terrence said, great show last night. It sure was. Woo! Let's see if we can repeat that magic tonight, okay? So another week, another thing being stripped from Mr. West, Kanye West. Let me let you guys know what he's stripped of this week because, I said before, the Jewish community is going to finish him. They're going to finish him. He did too much, right? We can all have our opinions, right? But when you're working under somebody and depending on somebody to give you the big bucks, right? You got to behave or you got to be independent. There's only two choices, people. Nobody is tied or shackled or the slave of anything or anybody. But you have to understand if somebody is working, right, under someone else, there are rules and regulations. I used to work corporate America, Manhattan. I couldn't walk in dressed like this. Let me tell you what Mama got on because this outfit's cute as hell, right? It's cute, but I could not walk into my corporate office wearing this. There are rules and regulations. That's all it is. It's not even racial so much as it is you work for me. You do what I say do. I cut you the check. You go spend it. Everybody's happy. Okay? Kanye West doesn't get that. A lot of people don't get that. So what they do is they go bumping their gums, right? It gets back to the boss. And then all hell breaks loose. But Kanye West, also Kyrie Irving, are not the first people that piss off their boss, right? And get their asses flamed. They're not the first or the last. This doesn't just happen to celebrities. It happens to people that work at McDonald's, Okay? It happens in corporate, it happens everywhere. You act up, you get too froggy with the boss, you get kicked out on your ass. That's what happens, right? And you guys would do the same if you owned a business. Some of you are business owners. If you owned a business, entrepreneur, you got people working under you. I'll simplify it. In your home with your children, no one's going to tell you what to do if you run the bitch. No one's going to tell you what to do. If they're subordinate or they're working for you or they're under you, no one's going to tell you what to do. So, I did say Kanye, he did a little too much. I know some people's opinion may differ. Okay, you guys may say, no, Kanye was warning us. He was waking us up from the Jewish people that give us those crooked contracts, right? But they didn't see it that way. Now, it's one thing to do that, right? I think it would have been received differently had Kanye came out and been like, hey, so I'm working for this group of people, and I don't like the contracts. I think I'm getting fucked over. And this is how you can prevent getting fucked over. And I'm going to talk to my attorneys or get an outside attorney, right? Because I think when you deal with media and music, the music business, it's all in-house, right? It's all in-house. This lawyer knows that lawyer, right? The label owners know that, the production, the Gap, whatever you Balenciaga, it's all in-house, right? Even though your attorney is coming in to speak for you, this attorney knows that attorney, right? Kanye could have got an outside attorney to look over his contracts, right? And try to get out of them in a legal way. And if he couldn't, he could sue, right? But that's not what Kanye wanted to do. Kanye has to make a scene. Kanye has to be seen, right? And all hell broke loose. And I said, they're going to finish him. They're going to finish him. He did too much. The stuff he said, and you guys know he went too far. All right? You guys know he went too far. You know damn well had a white person said the same shit that Kanye said about Jewish people. If a white person said that about people of color, right? You would have got your Sharpies out, started making those picket signs and yelling boycott. Don't act like you wouldn't, right? So what did they take from Kanye this week? Because every week they're taking something from this brother because they're trying to finish him. They want to send a message, right? So this week, Kanye West's honorary college degree taken away by the Art Institute of Chicago. Okay? That's what they took away from him this week. Every week they're stripping him of something, right? Because people do not want to fuck up their bag. Never underestimate me, gente. All right? The power of the bag. And the bag, guess what? Is not race specific. Okay? That's the funny thing about the bag. It is not race specific. If you are Latin and someone Latin is making a bag and you fuck up just because that person is Latin, doesn't mean they're gonna have your back. Okay? They're gonna have the back of the bag, right? There is no camaraderie. Hey, well, you my ace, blah, blah, blah. Some people put more value on the bag than they do friendship, right? Or fellowship, right? So a lot of people are like, hey, you're not fucking up my bag. I got plans with my money. I got plans with my career. My kid needs braces. My fucking wife is on my ass about getting her a new car. I got to pay this mortgage. That's not race specific. So although a lot of people are like, we should stand behind Kanye if you black. If you don't stand behind Kanye, you ain't black, right? It's easier said than done. Chicago was like, we want that fucking certificate back. You're an asshole, Kanye, and you're not going to fuck up our money in our bag. And that's natural and understandable. People work hard for their bag. Can I get an amen? Can I get an atheist amen? People work hard for their bag, right? And they don't want to die on your stupid hill of whatever it is you got going. They just don't. They don't want to die on the hill with you. especially when you've been wealthy for a while. Kanye's been wealthy for a while. So this is what was said after they stripped him of his honorary college degree, right? Taken away by the Art Institute of Chicago, right? The president, Elisa Tenney, explained that the rapper, Kanye West, has exhibited disturbing behaviors and made dangerous statements that do not align with our community values. Tenney wrote that Kanye West is anti-Black and anti-Semitic incendiary statements. They are disgusting and condemnable and have been painful for our entire community. Do you see the words that she used? Anti-Black and anti-Semitic. Why? Because in your haste to support Kanye West, because he was against the man, he was also saying things that were anti-Black that you glossed over, because him being anti-Semitic or anti-establishment or anti-white, right, made you more wet than the shit he was saying about Black people. You completely ignored all of that, because that shit over there was juicy. It made you wet to hear somebody with such a huge platform talk about the whites. You forgot he also talked about the Blacks, right? So they stripped him of his honorary degree. Does Kanye care? I would say because he's so egotistical and narcissistic, he does care. But I know the consensus is he's still rich though. I know, guys, calm down. I get it. $400 million is a lot of moolah. So I totally get it. I respect it, right? I know you guys are looking at me like, he's still rich though. He's still rich though. He got more money than you though. I get it. Calm down. I'm just letting y'all know what's going on my timelines. Everybody calm down. Okay. All right. Moving on. I did a great show about TJ Holmes' affair with Amy Robach of Good Morning America. You know, that shit lit up the timelines. Why? I do not fucking know. People cheat all the time. People way more famous than them cheat all the time. But whatever. It was a great show. My panelists were bomb per usual, okay? But insult to injury, now it's not just about TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. Come to find out, TJ Holmes been saying, you could get some dick, you could get some dick, you could get some dick. Amy Robach is not the only woman at Good Morning America that TJ Holmes had an extramarital affair with. The plot thickens. So it's not just about TJ Holmes and Amy Robach. Remember, we were saying, why would they let go of their jobs? They was just fucking around. How does that interfere with their jobs? Come to find out, further investigation, TJ Holmes is skeet all over that bitch. So they like, yeah, you got to go. Because it's going to get sticky. It's going to get staticky. More women are coming forward about their affairs, right? A couple names have been thrown around. So it turns out TJ Holmes was out here slinging, okay? Married and all, he was slinging, right? But like I said, on many a show, everybody's not built for monogamy, though they talk great about marriage and commitment, like TJ Holmes did. TJ Holmes talked greatly about marriage and commitment. And I love, and everybody should be married. Not my words, his. Everybody should be married. It's a good thing. What would we do without marriage? And then, you know, he's passing dick out at work like it's candy, right? Be careful about the people that, you know, they say doth protest too much, right? We should worry about the people that protesteth too mucheth, right? That's what they tell us. But you know who else you got to look out for? The people that milk a situation, who talk about it a lot. I love my wife. I love my husband. I would never cheat. Marriage is everything. I love my job. I love these people. I'm working for these people. I love this. And this is the best thing. You got to watch out for them too. Nobody tells you to watch out for them. Everybody tells you to watch out for the people that doth protest too much. No one tells you to look out for the motherfucker that's you pouring it on a little thick. I get it. Okay, right? You guys know I'm in entertainment. A lot of people try to pay you with props, right? I always say in the beginning of a gig, people like to compliment you. Oh my God, you're so beautiful. You're so smart. You're going to be great for this project. I love what you wrote for X, Y, and Z. Can you come collab with me? Right? They pour it on really thick. And I'm like, when are we going to start talking about money? Because I know what I'm capable of. I know who I am. I know what I look like. I know what it is. When are we going to start talking about money, right? So be careful with the people that compliment too much, okay? And big up too much and pour it out thick, all right? Keep your head on a swivel. Everybody got an agenda. I'm just saying. So, I do want to get into this. I'm dropping the link early because I've had a lot of yummy luck dropping the link early. My people come up and slay. Okay, they come up and slay. So this Brittney Griner thing, I wasn't gonna talk about this because I'm like, I did shows on Brittney Griner. It's okay. It's not that interesting to me, right? So I was like, yay, I was glad to hear she was out. But, I still felt like the meme that was going around. This is Brittney Griner sleep if you guys got locked up. The meme was funny because everybody was like, free Brittney Griner. But it's true. If any one of us would get locked up, she wouldn't give a fuck. Her wife wouldn't give a fuck. But, they throw shit on the timeline and pull at your heartstrings like, look, you have to care about this. You should care about Brittney. Meanwhile, there's hundreds of thousands of people locked up innocently because believe it or not, everybody didn't do it, guys. Okay? There are people locked up that are waiting for a DNA to come back so they can be freed from a crime date. And there's a lot of shit going on with our judicial system. I just didn't think Brittney was, top priority. Now, of course, if you're Brittney's wife or Brittney's mama, you think that shit is priority because it affects you directly. But it didn't affect us, right? So I didn't really care. But the way this is going, and she's free, right? Yay, right? But something weird is going on the timelines. It's getting a little weird, and it's getting a little racial. Because what would a story be in this country, America, without it going racial? You're probably looking at me like, how the hell does Brittney Griner getting out of prison in Russia become racial? Well, mi gente, because there are other people locked up in Russia that Americans want back, and they are white. Very specifically, Paul Whelan, U.S. Marine Corps, hoorah! He's locked up in Russia, accused of espionage. So everybody thought that he would come home before the gay black basketball player. And that's not what happened. They traded Brittney for Victor Bout. That's how you got to say Victor Bout. It's not Victor Bout. It's Victor Bout. Okay? The Merchant of Death. Dun, dun, dun. Cue the fucking horror music. So they traded Brittney for the Merchant of Death, aka Victor Bout. Right? And the timelines went crazy. And let me tell you who else went crazy. Not just the timelines. The former president of the United States has spoken on it. And honey, I got to tell you what he said, okay? Our favorite career criminal, former reality show president, okay? He has something to say about this. And I'm going to read it to you, okay? This was his statement, all right? Trumpy boy said, what kind of deal? All right, my hands are bigger than his, so just imagine little hands. What kind of a deal is it to swap Brittney Griner, a basketball player who openly hates our country? Yes, he went there. Yes, he went there. Said she openly hates our country. Now, you know the shitstorm that's going to start. This is the same motherfucker that had his flying monkeys flying into the Capitol on January 6th. You stole the vote! Our America! MAGA! Right? Same guy. So, him talking like this to a large audience can cause a ripple effect. A white trash ripple effect. Right? But it shall continue. Traded for the man known as the Merchant of Death. He's talking about Victor Bout, who is one of the biggest arms dealers anywhere in the world and responsible for tens of thousands of deaths and horrific injuries. Why wasn't former Marine Paul Whelan included in this totally one-sided transaction? He would have been let out for the asking. What a stupid, this is what Trump said, what a stupid and unpatriotic embarrassment for the USA. And he ended it with 2 exclamation points. Okay? Shots fired. Trump wants all the smoke. All right. Now you know that that's going to have a ripple effect, because there's one thing about Americans. Okay? They love America. Okay? I'm in Nevada. I see them, I see the motorcades, the pickup trucks with the Trump flags in the back and the, what's that other flag? You know what flag I'm talking about. You know the flag with the thing. Right? The motorcade, I see them all the fucking time. And they love their America. So if they hear, okay, their leader, because I really do feel like Donald Trump is the leader of white trash America. Sorry if that offends you. But I really do think he is like the white trash whisperer, right? He speaks, they listen, they go, right? All he had to do was stand on a podium and say, they stole the vote. Don't let them steal the vote. And he unleashed, okay? Release the Kraken. Like, he unleashed a population of white trash America I didn't even know existed, all right? And they were locked and loaded up, all up the Capitol steps. So imagine this man continuing this type of rhetoric, okay? If I was a tall, gay Black woman in America, I'd keep my head on a swivel, because Trump is inciting the flying monkeys yet again with this type of rhetoric. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to read you another comment that was under Trump's. Yeah, just for shits and giggles and for entertainment. Just so you know what freeing Brittney Griner is turning into, because Paul Whelan, hoorah, the Marine, didn't come back. They're also leaving out that Paul Whelan got a dishonorable discharge, and he was convicted of larceny, I believe, in 2008. So we're not talking about a model Marine here. We're talking about a Marine that's a little suspect. He's a little suspect, okay? He's not exactly Rambo. Okay, he's not exactly Rambetti in this bitch. So let me read you a comment that followed Trump's comment. So I want you to understand the vibe of this prisoner trade and what it's turning into. I want you to feel the vibe with me, okay? This is a white woman, Jenny Lee Brock. Now, she wrote this in public, and she got her picture, her profile picture, so she don't give a fuck who can see it. Because everybody online is bold as fuck, right? This is going to sound mean, but I wish no good intentions for Brittney Griner. Damn. You ain't wishing no good intentions. Child. I mean, the woman got traded for Victor Bout and no good intentions? Like, what did Brittney do to you? Oh my. You think she stopped there? No, come with me. Come with me. Sorry, but a U.S. Marine soldier deserves freedom, not this liberal infested twat muncher. I thought that was creative. She called Brittney a twat muncher. I was like, okay. She should do the honorable thing and give up her release and give it to the Marine who is willing to die for this country, not talk shit about it like she did. Death to the twat muncher. I don't care. And then she followed it with 2 exclamation points, like, you know, her zaddy president. So the Watts are mad about this. You all know how patriotic the Watts are. They're all about their bars and stars and eagle. And you bet, hey, get them bastards off the field. Go kneel somewhere else. You know how they feel about their pledge to allegiance. So the Watts are hella mad. And then insult to injury, the Marine is whacked. We're about to have another Capitol riot in this bitch. Okay? All because Brittney got traded for Victor Boot. Where is this headed? What's happening? How did it go racial in 0.5 seconds? Like the woman, I don't even think she's in her house in her shower yet, Brittney Griner, because I know there's a lot of paperwork and all that shit, and she's on the plane and all that. I don't even know if she's in her tub yet. But it's already starting a racial war. And what was interesting to me, now it's not just the whites. Calm down, white people, okay? I like a couple of you. Don't get me wrong, okay? I have white friends. But what was interesting to me, that it's also Black people hella fucking mad that she's back. I found that interesting. Ooh. So it's not just the whites. We can't just say, oh, they racist. That's why they don't want sis home. They racist. But there's just as many Black people online mad that Brittney is back, saying that that Marine should have came home. Now, you know, nobody reads or research. Nobody. Remember how they used to say you want to hide something from somebody, put it in a book? Now it's put it on the internet. Nobody fucking researches. Nobody reads. Nobody does nothing. Right? Nobody cares to fucking research. Right? So there are people online saying, hey, this Marine is, you know, he's out there for espionage. It's different. Biden said, listen, we've been trying to get Paul out of there a good long time. But Russia is not treating Paul Whelan like they were treating Brittney Griner, right? So there's really nothing Biden can do about it if Russia is playing chess. Like, no, we're keeping Paul Whelan for a later date, all right? And they're probably just, you know, playing chess. We'll throw a pawn out there. We'll give you back, all right, this Sasquatch of a woman so she could go play ball for y'all. We're not giving you this guy. This is bigger. And that is what I got from Biden's speech. Biden said, hey, we've been trying to get Paul Whelan out of there. They're not letting up, but they're giving us Brittney for Victor Boot. Now, a lot of people are saying, Black and white included, okay, that it wasn't a fair exchange. How dare they trade the merchant of death for a basketball player in a vape pen who got caught with a vape pen? So my question, guys, is what do you think? Was that a fair trade? Are you happy Brittney's home? Do you give a flying fuck because, you know, your cousin June has been locked up for 3 years and you want to free him instead? Like, how do you feel? Because I didn't think this was going to grow the legs it did, but it grew some big ass hairy legs. Went racial in 0.5 seconds, but it's not just racial because even Black people are saying, fuck that bitch. Why didn't they bring the Marine home? You got Trump inciting his white trash flying monkeys again. It's about to be a war in the streets. Remember Scarface? It's gonna be a fucking war in the streets. You fucked with Sosa? There's gonna be a fucking war in the streets now. You got Trump talking about this now, saying it was stupid and unpatriotic and un-American. And you know what that does? It's like sending a bat signal, right? To the backwoods. I can hear those motherfuckers loading up their pickup trucks now. Listen, you hear that? What is happening? I thought this was, a trade. A trade is a trade, but apparently no. Apparently no. What do you guys think? I'm gonna drop the link. I'm a little taken aback by this. People are mad as fuck. I even made the banner in advance. Brittney Griner is free and Americans are mad as fuck. I'm gonna drop the link, but I gotta say, hola mi gente, welcome to another episode of On the Block with Jen. I'm YouTube's bad girl and I'm happy to see ya. Don't forget, support the show. Help mama keep the church lights on. I'm On the Block with Jen Cash App, or if you would be so kind, super chat me like Elvis, the Chef Rosenberg just did. Thank you very much, sir. We hope to have you up here again. I know the first time you came up, it got a little sticky icky, okay? But you were a hit up here nonetheless, and you are always welcome here. I'm going to drop the link, you guys. Feel free to come up. Let's argue. Let's argue. I got white friends too. Hopefully they'll come up and I'll argue with them as well. I don't know what side they're on, but we shall see. We shall see. What's good? Let's all the smoke. All the smoke. I'm ready for it. I got my pink on. Jesus H, these people, I mean, and those were just the comments that I screenshot because I wanted to read it for you guys. But these people are going in. So while I'm waiting for people to come up, let me read you another comment. This guy's Latin. His name is Andy Peña. Okay? He's a Hispanic, right? So we got white people, black people, Latins, Panama. Everyone's losing their mind over this. Don't let it distract you from Walmart said that they're closing some of their stores because of all the robberies, the people running in and grabbing shit and running out. They better not close my Walmart. Okay. Andy Peña says, a person that shoots a ball into a basketball hoop that turned her back on United States. Now, do you see the theme that's going on here? Do you see the theme? The theme from the Latin guy, the theme from the white lady, the theme from former President Trump. The theme is this bitch is anti-American. She's anti-American. They're literally putting a target on Brittney Griner's back as being un-American. And that's not safe to do in America. But do you see the theme? Okay, everybody's parroting. This woman is un-American. Not my words, theirs. So let me continue reading. And Andy Peña. Turned her back on the United States, gets released. And a United States Marine that served his country stays in jail. A man that is willing to die for his country. I mean, these motherfuckers sound like ads for the military. Don't it make you want to join the military when you hear this shit? Like, listen to it. You're like, fuck yeah, right? I'll continue. A man that is willing to die for his country is left behind. He's giving you some Vietnam right now. You hear that? He's giving you some Vietnam. Is left behind for a basketball player. Wow. To my Marine Corps brother, I'm sorry this government has turned their back on you. I guess taking an oath. An oath. To fight for your country means nothing these days. Semper Fi, oorah. And if you think I added Semper Fi, oorah, I didn't. That's how he ended the comment. Literally said, Semper Fi to my brother, oorah, hashtag fuck Joe Biden. These people are serious about their bars and stars and eagle. Okay? What have we learned here today? Brittney Griner is anti-American, a traitor of sorts, protested the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance, and they left behind a Marine Corps brother. They left him behind. And what's the rule? No man left behind. And they left him behind in Russia for this black basketball player who wants to do her drugs. That's un-American. That's the sentiment. That's what they're parroting. What's happening here, people? Does Brittney Griner need security? And it's going to get worse because she's just out. She's fresh out. It's going to get worse. Okay? Hello, No Saint. What's up? See, I got white friends. Everybody calm down. I got white friends. Everybody calm down. What's up, No Saint?
Hey, I just decided to get up a little early and so hopefully I won't fall asleep. I took a little nap.
Thank you. No Saint fell asleep on us last night, and it was popping. I don't know how you managed to fall asleep with all that noise that was going on.
I know, right? Yeah. So this is the thing. Yeah, I think that the Russians got the better of the two prisoners as far as what they were accused of. I mean, Brittney Griner, but at the same time, the guy that they kept, the Marine guy, is charged with a much more serious crime. So he was charged, I believe, with espionage. Now, I don't know if he was a spy or not, but sometimes it's true. Sometimes when they catch you in other countries and they accuse you of spying, it's true. So yeah, they got the better of the swap, but let's be honest, she shouldn't have been in a penal. Is it called penal? Penal? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Sounds like I'm saying something bad.
A penal? Wait a minute. Penal extension?
The colony, right? Just for having some cannabis oil, I think it was.
Yeah, vape pen. She had some vape pens with.
Yeah, so she was like a political prisoner, but her crime was really, she'd probably get like a citation if she was in this country. If she, a fine she'd have to pay. One thing I'd say is she's lucky
she wasn't here.
Yeah. I know. No, I get that. But I'm saying even in that country, I think it was more of a political thing. I mean, they definitely grabbed her for headlines, right? I'm surprised she got a lot of traction. I mean, I think she's pretty lucky that nobody really watches the WNBA here. So it's not like she's going to be in front of a full stadium of rednecks booing her when she gets back on the court. But she was playing over in Russia.
Yep.
I'm sure she would not go back to that job. I'm sure. But as far as I didn't know what people, the lady that you cited on there, that the whole un-American thing, it's crazy to me how, this has been going on now for 2 decades. They did it to the Dixie Chicks, and then they did it to Colin Kaepernick. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of crazy to me that, the 30% of the people that are in the Trump cult call her un-American while breaking into the Capitol and trying to stop the certification of the election. People, and it's kind of some people, the fringes are really nuts. But it's not just, I don't think it's just in this country either. If you saw where Germany, I don't want to get off into the subject, where they had the QAnon conspiracy theorists over there planning to overthrow the German government. That just happened like a couple of days ago. Anyway, I'll let Ish.
Oh, that's Peric.
Oh, I couldn't tell. I was looking at the picture. That's why I had to look closer. I'm on my phone. I was like, that doesn't look like Ish's picture.
It does look like it. Before we pass the mic, I do want to say, let me acknowledge this comment. Also, guys, there's a lot of people in the room. So if you really want your comment to stick out, send it with a super chat. Gracias. The Cruise 91 says, to be fair, all the Marines I know who are Hispanic and Black are type upset that they didn't get both out. That's fair. That's what this is for, honey. Okay. Definitely didn't say all the Marines. That's what this is for. But thank you for that comment.
Well,
Whoever got their ear to the streets, let me know. I don't know everything. I know what I know, but let me know. You got more information for me? Throw it in.
Yeah, and what I wanted to say about the whole the Marine guy that you were reading.
Yeah.
The real point of his message was right at the end. It was something that he could put a dig in. He doesn't like Joe Biden. I mean, and I think that's what some of this is too. It's just the whole another way to and Trump jumped on it automatically. This is the disgrace. I'm sure he probably said something like, if I was in office, we would have got, 20 prisoners out for that guy. For the guy. So yeah, like this fake outrage that people now put on all the social media is really, you can read right through it. This guy's all upset. And he wasn't in the negotiations.
Somebody watch your mic. Watch your mics.
He wasn't in the negotiations. He has no idea what was said behind scenes. They're acting as if the administration didn't want to get him out of prison. Like they, basically, you got to understand there's somebody on the other side, and if they say no, we're not doing it, then you take what you can get. But yeah, I think it definitely wasn't a fair swap. But that's my opinion.
Okay, I'll pass it. What's up, Brother Ish? I'll pass the mic to Perik Yarima. Is that how you say your name? How do you say your name?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perik Yarima.
Ah, Perik Yarima.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that name from?
I think it's Cameroonian.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome, Perik Yarima. What say you?
Thank you for having me, Mike. Before I make any assertions, I want to ask you to state your stance on the whole issue.
My stance on what? The Brittney Griner?
Yes. Could you please state your stance?
I'm neutral. I'm neutral.
What do you mean?
Neutral, like I don't care if she would have been kept or freed or whatever. I'm neutral. I'm neutral.
So first off, would you say it's morally incongruent to trade a WNBA, forget the WNBA player, athlete for arms dealer? You think that's morally congruent?
That's a good question. Morally incongruent. See, you're going deep with it. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to think about that. Give me another question.
Because when we weigh the pros and cons of both, I'm pretty sure any reasonable individual come to the conclusion that the cons of who we traded far outweigh the pros of who we received. So in that sense, it's a pretty one-sided affair. But besides that, in regards to the Marine soldier, are you also indifferent on the stance of the USA prioritizing Brittney Griner over a Marine soldier?
Here's the thing. The problem is that they didn't prioritize, in my opinion, the way they're giving it. Like No Saint said, I wasn't there for the negotiations. According to Biden, he said that they've been trying to get Paul Whelan out, but that Russia is treating Paul Whelan differently than they are Brittney Griner. So if Russia isn't budging, there's not much that America can do to get Paul Whelan. So I'm not so sure that they prioritized Brittney over him. And I think that's the miscommunication. Now, if there's proof that they prioritize Brittney over him, then that's a different conversation and I can answer your question. But what was said was they're not budging on Paul Whelan because he's supposedly a spy.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up. Coming to this conversation, I wasn't really well informed on the whole Marine thing, but thank you for clearing that up.
No problem.
Apart from that, I have no questions. Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you. Brother Ish, what say you? And Brother Ish is always
he's no, I'm here. It just takes a second sometimes.
Okay.
He's a spy. He's a spy. That's the name of the game. Like,
Okay.
you cross the border, you doing whatever work.
You think, very quick, you think he's guilty of what Russia accused him of? So you're saying he's guilty, he's a spy?
That's not a lightweight charge. And
correct.
If you weren't a spy, then you were stupid. You were doing something that really, you was crossing some lanes that you really shouldn't have been crossing, and you should have known better. So either way, I think when it wasn't stealing, it wasn't purchasing a prostitute, it was espionage. So now his assertion is the crime never happened.
Correct.
But we can balance the language however we want to based upon the circumstances. I was trying to steal a dossier and I didn't get it, so it didn't happen. Like you never know what the circumstances are, but when it comes to espionage, that's a serious charge, So if the cats are like, look, I'm trying to get, cousin Yuri, who's an arms dealer, out, we're not going to give up the spy, but we'll give you the girl, and that's
Correct.
a much more public, popular kind of scenario. And, somebody gets a pat on the back and an attaboy for making that maneuver. I think that when we say it was a Marine and we lean in on that dynamic or that aspect of it, we're eclipsing the charge, which was espionage, and that's a whole nother factor.
Brother Derek M says, Griner for an arms dealer, it's absurd from every angle. Now, do you think that since they couldn't get Paul Whelan, do you think they should have left Brittney out there too? Like, you don't think they thought about how bad the PR would look? Like, oh, you brought home a basketball player, but you left the Marine out there. Like,
yeah,
care.
So,
but there's two administrations that have tried to do this. It's not just one administration. It's not just Biden administration. And I'm not a Biden fan or anything, but it's been two administrations that couldn't get Whelan out. So he's been there for a number of years. Mm-hmm, so clearly there's an issue there, and he's got a charge for 16 years. Like,
correct.
Well, this is what I'll say for people that are. It's kind of interesting to me. I'm always interested in trying to think of it and what people are saying, and then try to put it into human form. Like, these are two human beings, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, one served his country, but they're still two human beings. It's not like, people want to put a value on her because all she does is play professional basketball, but that's, she's got family that want her out as well. And I'm sure if it was any of our sisters, mothers, brothers, sons, daughters, and, someone had a chance to get them out, and yes, they weren't as high value, you wouldn't care. You would say, oh, please get them out. I'm sorry that the other person's not getting out, but yeah, if you can get my son, daughter, mother, father, et cetera, out, you'd want it to be done. So when you're sitting there saying it's a rip up, well, that's a human being too, that, doesn't want to be there and is under, and as to Ish's point, it was probably, I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, when you look at the person we traded, and it seems like, well, this person, the bomb maker, the bomb guy, right? It seems like you would be able to get the spy out as well. But like we said earlier, Russia wasn't playing that hand. And so when you look at it, okay, Russia's not going to do that. Well, then, okay, let's get this other person that did something, like running a stop sign, basically. Let's get her back, because that's a person too with family and people that miss her too. That's the way I look at it.
So let me jump in and say something controversial that people are going to hate. First of all, thank you for the super chat, Afro Universe. You are the bestest. There's this thing. It's called, the grandma love, right? Like, baby, you're beautiful no matter what, and you just as important as everybody else. Okay, honey, don't let them tell it. But it's the grandma love. Like when you say, well, everybody's human and human too. But there's something that we don't like to hear, and that is that some people have more value than others. Oh shit! Oh God! No! Oh God! My heart, it's leaking. But it is true. There are some people that are more valuable than others. And there are some people that are more valuable to communities than others. And there are more people that put in more work than others for the betterment of other people. right? That is a fact. Even though the grandma and all of us, everybody is equal and everybody's the same, and those are two humans out there. But that's not true. Like, that's not true. Like, if you had, like, let's say Epstein, right, before they killed him, because it wasn't suicide. Let's say you had Epstein before they killed him. Let's do Weinstein. Let's do the other Steen. Let's do Harvey Weinstein, right? In a prison. And then you had somebody like, I don't know, a Farrakhan, just for shits and giggles. You had a Weinstein and a Farrakhan. And you're thinking, we have to bring one of these people back. One of them back. When you look at the work that they've both done and the effect that they've had, right, on a grand scale for other human beings, Farrakhan is more valuable. That's just it. One of them saved lives and one of them ruined lives. So we can't, let's cut the shit. We can't sit up here and say, well, that's a human dude. So in the eyes and minds of America, they're looking at Paul Whelan versus Brittney Spears. I'm sorry, Spears, you hear me? Brittney Griner, as like, here's a lady who plays basketball on a fucking, and the WNBA, nobody gives a fuck about the WNBA. That's why they get paid, less than the NBA. Nobody fucking cares. We got this lady. She's black. She's gay. She's not really, what benefit is she to society? Versus, and I'm just calling it how I see it regarding the comments and how America sees it. The majority of America, right? I'm not talking about the few people that are like, oh yeah, free Britney, right? That is how they're looking at it. Here's a man that took an oath for America. He's going to die for us. And that is the ultimate sacrifice when you think about it, right? You put on America's uniform and you go out there and you're in the line of fire and you're like, you can kill me if you must, but I'm out here from my country. That's pretty serious shit. So I get why the Marines are mad. Do not get me wrong. I get why the Marines are mad. If you're part of any group, right, you're going to defend that group. That is just what we all do, right? So I get it. I get it. Is it nice? Is it the nice thing to do? Because we're all human? No, it's not the nice thing to do. But when we look at the value of life and how you affect other people, right? I can rationalize, oh, they think Paul is more of a benefit to America. And this is the America versus Russia thing, right? So I get it. But if we're doing the grandma, then yeah, everybody is special. No, everybody's not special. Everybody's not, right? That's the cold, hard truth. Everybody's not.
Now, the other thing, Jen, thing to think about is
before I pass the mic, thank you, Don Levant, for the super chat. Don Levant says, my opinion, just because the U.S. let Victor Bout, and sorry, that's how I'm going to say it every time, free, doesn't mean Putin will not put Victor in prison. FYI, Victor is a ethnic Ukrainian and an illegal arms dealer. I doubt he would want him on free on the streets. But wasn't Victor Bout working for the benefit of Russia? Am I mistaken? I thought he was. I thought he was one of Putin's boys. I could be wrong, though. You guys can correct me. I don't know everything. I know what I know. What's up, Royal Kings? Brother Ish, you were saying?
That the situation is we're not at war with.
Chew.
I know, I'm sorry.
It's okay, chew.
I know. That's uncivilized. Pardon me. I'm being savage. That we're not at war with Russia right now. I mean, formally. So if he's in Russia right now, it wasn't because he was risking his life battling for, so-called freedom. So what was he doing there? If he was just on a vacation, cold chilling in Russia, why are they snatching him up in a private hearing for espionage? it just raises real questions that nobody's really paying attention to. You have to look at what, like, the breadcrumbs of this thing, you know, and the illegal arms dude, them cats is always, they rogues, so they're always valuable to the government. Not working directly for the government, they're working indirectly. Let's go throw it over to Booton really quickly. You know, he can handle that and he can get this for us, and you know, all those kind of things. So, you know, I don't think this was an easy, innocent trade-off, by the least.
Well, going back to what Don Levon said, with this comment here, can this mean that Putin wanted him free from America so he could lock him up over there? Is this what that could be? Because Don Levon said he was a KGB agent. So is Putin like, send him back over here, we'll deal with him? Is that what went on here? Is that what's going on? World Kings, I'll throw it to you.
Hey, what's the word, y'all?
What's the word?
Yeah, what Brother Ish was saying, I think that has something to do with why they didn't exchange the Paul Whelan dude. Like, he had like a shady past or something. He was stealing or something from the military. Like, don't quote me. I gotta look more into it.
He was convicted of larceny. He got a dishonorable discharge. Yes.
Yeah, and then he had some other stuff with espionage and spy. He was doing some spying and stuff, and I don't know if something went wrong with that, because I'm thinking if he was just this like stand-up soldier, I think that they would have gotten him first before Brittney Griner. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that they would have really. I think that they should have. I think the dude is worth two people. I think the arms dealer, I think they should have gave both of them for him.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? He's a 2-for-1, because he literally, that's just like me. If I'm selling guns to all y'all and y'all is in gangs or whatever y'all do, I inadvertently got blood on my hands. You know what I'm saying? So he got blood on his hands. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe Brittney Griner, she had the little pin. The dude, like you said, he may have did some stealing or something, but I don't think he, you know, was responsible for deaths of people other than maybe his service in the military. So yeah, I mean, and it's crazy because I seen her and they made her cut her hair off or something because she didn't have no hair when I seen her.
Like, I don't know. I saw that too. I don't know if she did that or they made her do that. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But it was probably best she did, because who's gonna be twisting her locks?
Yeah, she ain't got nobody over there to do it. Yeah, so
we're not dealing with this. This is a great point. Steph Diaz says Mark Fogel worked as an international history teacher for over 30 years, was sentenced to 14 years of hard labor in a maximum security Russian penal colony for 17 grams of weed for back pain. Why didn't they get him out?
Yeah. And there was another guy too. There was another white guy too that got 10 years for I think he was just like a tourist or something.
Yeah.
And he had some weed. You know what I'm talking about, Saint?
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, and he just had some weed. He just was over there trying to have a good time smoking.
Yeah, well, I don't think I would have Russia on my places to visit at this point.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Yeah. And I'm like, I know. And the question is, do y'all think Brittney Griner will ever go back?
No,
I wouldn't.
She was playing basketball over there. That was her, you know.
Yeah, a lot of them go
hustle.
over there, like Diana Taurasi. They all go over there because they get $1 million contracts to go over there.
See,
like
but
Diana Taurasi.
Speaking on that, if the WNBA, because the WNBA was hella protesting for her return, then fucking pay her now that she's
her. Yeah, pay them so that the way they don't gotta go over there. Yeah, they've been doing this since like the 90s and 2000s. They play all year round, so they'll play their WNBA season, then they'll go over there and play in Russia or Australia or whatever, and they usually pay them way more than what they got. Nobody's getting to my knowledge. I don't think any of them are getting $1 million. None of them have $1 million deal in the WNBA. But over there, her, Diana Taurasi, I think Maya Moore, they all signed $1 million contracts to play in Russia. And so they play. Candace Parker went over there before. So they play over there for the money. So like you said, Jen, I think the WNBA, because they did it where, Bill Russell died. And so the NBA right now, they have the 6 on their jerseys, like on the arm part. They was putting her number on that part for her this whole season. You know what I'm saying? So they was putting her up there like you glorifying her like she's some type of. So pay them to where they don't got to do that.
So, but are they not? But just dealing with business and common sense. But are they not paying them because people don't support the WNBA? It's just not being watched like the NBA.
It's like anything else. It's just like, it's not, they don't have the deals that the NBA has. They don't have the sponsors. They don't have the network deals. They don't have the international stars like the NBA has. These are global.
If the WNBA disappeared tomorrow,
no.
I mean, I kind of like the WNBA. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? And there's a women's basketball is actually good because they actually play defense. It's actually good. You know what I mean? But like I said, well, yeah, I got a daughter. Yeah, I watch it a little bit. I don't watch it like I watch NBA. You know what I'm saying?
Have you bought a WNBA jersey, sir?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. Listen, I'll get you one though. You want a Brittney Griner jersey?
When the WNBA's first year, I think it was like late '90s, and I was in California, so the Sacramento had a team, and I remember LA had a team, and we went to a couple of games, and that was about it. And the only reason I think I don't have anything to back it up. I'm pretty sure the NBA is supplementing because I have no idea how they are keeping that league afloat because I could probably find out what the ratings are. I'm pretty sure the ratings are dismal. It just doesn't. It just doesn't work. There's
I'll catch maybe a playoff game or something if I see it, but it's nothing like with the NBA. Like I'm going, hey, break my neck like with the fellas. Like, hey, y'all, the Lakers is coming on. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to go watch the game? Yeah, it's nothing like that.
No. There's and I just think that there's certain it's not anything against females. I love certain sports that females play, like tennis. I watch tennis. Women on the court. Some sports are interesting with women, so it's nothing against women. It's just the NBA. It's just when you see the men play. I mean, the speed and everything up close, it's just not there. So it's just not. It just doesn't work. And so
and then it's not. They can't like. There's only a few of them that can dunk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the NBA is more exciting. Are you saying?
Oh, it's much more exciting.
Yeah, I don't want to look down. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm sure everybody. I'm positive every woman in the NBA would take me to task and kill me on the court. Okay. But when I go to an NBA game, when I look at I don't want to look and say, I can hang with that team. And that's what it looks like when I'm watching the WNBA. Like, I might be able to.
Damn. But you say, wait a minute, you say you could take Brittney Griner? That's what you're saying?
Hell nah. Brittney Griner. He can't even take some of the smaller ones. They can.
No. I get it. Listen,
they can actually ball now. They can actually. Hoop
no, that's what I'm saying. I agree with you. I know that I could not take any of this.
Actually get down and they can shoot and they'll D up. Boy, they'll post Lil Saint up.
Yeah.
Tear his ass up. Pause.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuckin' and Jivin says they need to lower the rim so they can dunk and bring excitement. Is the rim too high?
Hey, well, that's what I think it was Shaq maybe and a couple other people proposed that they should lower the rim. Somebody said, who was it? It was somebody said that they should lower the rim and then they should have like more revealing uniforms. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious.
Like the Hooters girls.
Hey, anything I say, look it up. It was either Shaq or it was
oh my God.
It was either Shaq or it was Shaq or maybe Steven Jackson, one of them dudes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, they said that they should lower the rim and that they should have like more revealing uniforms. So like maybe
I can't stand America.
Really like the track women wear it. I'm like,
well, the lingerie,
right? The football.
Well,
Yeah, and women's wrestling do well too.
He said wrestling.
Oh yeah, that's what we say. Hey, you know that's how we say. Hey, they do well too. You know what I'm saying? So, but Jen, would you say it's like this though too? Because I believe across the board, isn't it? Men get paid more than women. Yeah, okay, it was Gilbert Arenas. Okay, I knew it was one of them dudes. But wouldn't you say men get paid more than women, even if you're talking about music? Well, if you're talking about music, or you're talking about acting, or you're talking about politics, wouldn't you just say that there's a disparity? I mean, now, of course, you got your Taylor Swifts that blow niggas out the water. You got your people like that, your Beyoncés. But for the most part, wouldn't you say that men get paid more than women? Period.
Yeah, pretty much. The only business I know women get paid more than men is modeling
and porn.
Modeling and porn.
Yep, for sure. Okay. Yeah. And I know it's gonna be crazy because I know she's about to get paid.
How so?
Because she's gonna go on a media tour. Now she's gonna be able to tell them all of how they did her wrong up in there and what her experience was like. She's gonna get paid. And then if I was her, I would say all you NBA dudes that was like, yeah, they need to free me, they need to do that. Man, go on and sock it to my pocket. Help your sister out a little bit. You don't want me to go back, do you?
He said sock it to my pocket.
It put her on the map for sure. You know,
she's about to get a Good Morning America. Watch.
She's definitely going to make money off of that tour. I mean, I'm not saying this is a good thing that it happened to her, but it might be lucrative, like he said. It might. It's probably going to help her get some money. Yeah,
she got to take advantage of it now, though. Like she got to hop as soon as she get back. She got to go ahead. I know she want to get her some coke note. You know what I'm saying, from her wife. You know what I'm saying. She go ahead and get back into the swing of things, and then maybe their ratings might go up for her very first game.
You know of course, I'd watch.
Yeah, I want to watch too. Yeah.
I've never watched the WNBA. I would watch that. You know, you're absolutely right. She is going to get big bank going on the media tour. You're right.
And Jen, the crazy thing is, the whole thing about the WNBA was, and I'm not making a joke, the fans that went there were normally gay women. That was their biggest fault. They had a huge gay following, like women following.
Okay.
Yeah. Now it was this past year, these past couple years, it's been the NBA players have been actually supporting them a little bit more. Like you've been seeing a lot of NBA players in the crowd, and I want to say Kyrie gave some money to them.
And Kobe was a big supporter too.
Kobe was a big supporter. Him and his daughter used to go over there. And I want to say Kyrie gave some money, like gave a little bit of his money, I want to say in 2020 or 21. Mm-hmm. Kyrie always breaking it off. That's a good dude, man. He gonna break her off too. Watch. Mm-hmm. He always breaking somebody off. But I want to say he gave a little bit of his money. But they did get mad because it was Lisa Leslie, I think. She went on somebody's show and was saying that some of the NBA players, and there was NBA players that was on this show. Mm-hmm. She was saying that they should donate some of their salary. And they looked at her like, girl, I ain't giving none of my money up here. I ain't giving you hoes none of my money.
Shit, if I had a man that was an NBA, I'd be like, bitch, who? That's our money, okay? No, ma'am. Thank you for the super chat. Brother Derek M says, can we get a few more white trash jokes, Jen? You gotta rewind it. I always give those in the beginning. Yeah, so what do you think about, let's get into the race thing though. Aside from it wasn't a fair exchange, it's getting really, really racial. Do you think this is going to have an effect or turn violent? Like these people are mad online. Okay?
What do you mean racial? As far as what racial dynamic do you mean?
Because white people want Paul Whelan out because he's a white Marine, and they're like they feel he's more valuable than a black basketball player who happens to be gay. And then Trump jumped in on it, and Trump, no matter what he says, and he tries to, maybe he doesn't even try to appear neutral. Where one person will be like, oh, that's a neutral statement. people that are white, right, and are racist take that as, oh, you're directly talking to us white people, and white people have to protect, you know what I'm saying, the brand and the race. That's how, whatever he says, that's how they see it. And his statement when he was talking about it, she's un-American. It was stupid. She's against the United States of America. Blah blah blah. White.
Oh yeah, because he showed her.
Serious.
He showed her kneeling for the national anthem or something.
Correct.
I think it's gonna. Well, yeah, but I think it'll be on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it'll be just like, these people ain't gonna bust nothing in real life. You know what I mean? So I think it's gonna be just a regular internet, but then we'll get over it in about 2 weeks, probably, maybe at the most, and then we'll go on to the next thing. So yeah,
now that didn't happen with the Capitol riots. People were saying nothing was gonna come out of that either, and them motherfuckers ran in there like they was giving out free meth in that bit.
I mean, but what you think they're gonna do? You think they're gonna run up on her, or you think they're gonna?
I would recommend security for her. That's what I would do.
Yeah, because I mean, if they complaining about her, I mean, why wouldn't they complain about the white boys that they got over there too?
Like, what do you mean? Like who?
Like the white. There's a white dude over there doing 10 years,
right,
for marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's talking about him, and then somebody I can't confirm that one, but somebody just put in the chat that it was somebody over there doing 30 years, white guy.
See, like here, this comment, for instance, that I read, a white woman, she literally said, "Death to the twat munch."
Damn. Death to the twat munch.
I guarantee she's not alone. I'll read it. This sounds mean, but I wish no good intentions for her. Sorry, but a U.S. Marine soldier deserves freedom, not this liberal infested twat muncher. She should do the honorable thing and give up her release and give it to the Marine who is willing to die for his country versus the one that talks shit about it. Death to the twat muncher. So this is the same type of rhetoric and the same type of the dialogue that comes from Trump.
Oh, so you saying it could be something where they can run up in one of them games or something?
Right. Hello.
Yeah. Because I mean,
run up in one of the games, run up on her, find out where she lives. Like these people, they live.
Well, because I know her inbox is probably crazy right now. Oh my, her inbox and her comments. As soon as she posts her and her wife, sitting in the kitchen, they about to go nuts on her.
They're gonna go in, but for someone to say something like that, death to the twat, death. This bitch said death.
Death to the twat muncher. They said twat, that's crazy.
Death. And then Trump, it's stupid. It's unpatriotic. It's an embarrassment to the USA. It doesn't take much to put the battery in the backs of these assholes.
Yeah.
And this is what's going on online. How are you going to leave a Marine behind, right? This other guy, how are you going to leave a Marine behind? So people are mad. I
mean, Trump can't say anything. His administration couldn't get her out. So come on.
Yeah, Trump's got a lot of problems he needs to be worrying about.
Well, the issue is that they couldn't get her out, or they didn't want to get her out.
Right, because Trump didn't care. He was.
But he didn't get old boy out either. They could have. Right. Why they didn't swap for him?
Why they didn't swap for him? I meant didn't get him out.
Yeah.
He letting out drug dealers and stuff. Why he didn't let his boy out?
True, that's a great point. Like, why didn't Trump? Right, and it's like, see, there's common sense, but the people that he's going to incite, they don't have common sense, right? Because a normal person would say, but wait, he didn't get out the white guys either. But yet he's saying getting Brittney out is un-American and it's stupid. But one would put 2 and 2 together and be like, but you didn't get the white guys out either.
Well, I want to say that, with Trump, and especially, I don't know if it's Trump more than Trump preaching to his crazy radical 30% that cult members. But with him, it's one of these things you could hear, and even in the whatever that lady said about the muncher thing, the muncher comment, even with her, you hear what it's about. It's about these people are liberals. They're the enemy. And basically, like she said, wishing death on. That's what they're really saying is, I don't like this person in my country. Let him rot over there. Only because she knelt for the national anthem. I mean, it really is a problem, but a problem that's, like you said. I mean, they ran up in on the Capitol, and that lady might not be the one to do it. She may just be blowing hot air on the internet, but guarantee you there's somebody willing to do it, because we've seen it.
Yeah, like Jen said, they was talking about all that stuff with the Capitol, and then next thing you know, boom.
And how many people have been arrested? There was just one arrested in Nevada that was plotting a mass shooting. And he had all kinds. He had bombs and grenades and guns. Like they're out here. They're out here, and all they need is a little nudge, a little reason.
And that's why I think that who we need to really hold accountable in this country are the people that are winding them up with this rhetoric. And I mean, they're on all sides, but boy, they're really on the right side when it comes to the media. Some of these crazy people, some of the stuff they're saying, pushing the replacement theory garbage and everything, winding people up. And it's already cost lives. We've seen that. So
right. This comment right here is important. What people don't understand is Putin controlled the negotiation, not Biden. And Biden co-signed this comment because he said at the podium with Brittney Griner's wife behind him and Kamala on the other side, I don't know why Russia is treating Paul Whelan differently than they are Brittney Griner. So obviously Biden is saying it was up to them who they gave us. Wasn't up to me. They're looking at Paul Whelan differently. So if they're saying they're looking at Paul Whelan differently, then they have no control over who they can pick and choose. So you can't.
Oh, okay. So then can anybody really get mad then?
Well, yeah, people are getting mad because they already have an agenda. It's fake outrage. It's anything to attack the other side. Basically,
that's what I'm saying though. But well, outside of the fake agenda, if they're saying that, okay, I got this person right here, I'm not giving him up. Now you either take her or you take nothing. And they say, okay, well, I'll take her.
Right.
Can anybody be mad, or do they think that that was weak on the United States part, that he should have been like, okay, well, don't give me nobody? Is that what people are thinking?
No, they're thinking, I don't believe that's what they're thinking. I think they're thinking that him or nobody. They don't care about the WNBA player Griner. They don't care about her. So they don't care if she stays in prison. She doesn't matter to them. The people that are really fake outraged about it, they're just looking for something. Their agenda is to, to attack Biden. One, the people that are really, this fake outrage. That's one of their points. And the second thing is, I believe some Marines are genuine about, never leave, but to put the F Joe Biden at the end of it told me exactly what his point was. He wanted to make everybody make sure when you throw in the keywords of liberal or F Joe Biden, your agenda is revealed to me. Okay, that's what you really want to say. You really don't have that much heartache. You just wanted to. That's what I believe.
And I want to say, while I have everybody in the room, I'm taking the weekend off, guys, just for YouTube. I booked another gig. So I'll be hemmed up for the weekend. I will try to peek in and maybe give y'all a little content, but I'm going to be hemmed up. I got long hours planned this weekend, but I will be back next week. We're going to end out the fucking year strong on the block, but I won't be here this weekend. I booked something else. Welcome, Joanna Washington. What say you, darling? And I was thinking about this. Jupiter Gone Wild. Biden only released Brittney Griner for extra support in the next election. That is something that crossed my mind. I was like, here come the black vote.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. It's a sad situation, in my opinion. There was not so great trade politically. Just it's always a good day for America, though, when when we get one of ours back home. In my opinion, also, I think it's just it's very interesting when I hope I should never have to hear anything anymore about so-called white privilege anymore. From the left. So they just sit down somewhere and act like adults and stop all that craziness about white privilege. When Brittney Griner is chosen over a Marine, then just stop all the whining. Shouldn't hear anything more about it anymore.
Kind of sounds like we have one black president. What are you complaining for?
Oh, oh.
Listen, Joanna, I know
Bars. You just
I
drop
like you a
bars.
lot. I
I
do. I
love it.
like you a lot.
Just drop bars.
But we had no. The United States didn't choose anybody. Russia chose for us.
That is true. Joanna, you want to respond? Or Ish, you wanted to say something? Who's on the mic?
No, I said he just dropped some bars.
You giving no saint credit? Oh, my teacup has been dropped.
Crush the pearls.
I bear witness. I bear witness to.
Appreciate that, Ish.
Chucking and Jiving says, oh, it's definitely white privilege still. Joanna, you got any response for that? Watch your mics. There's a bunch of noise in somebody's background. I don't know who it is. Sound like you in a daycare center.
It's not me. It's not me.
That's me, Jim. Be quiet. Hold on.
They want to get on the mic. Joanna, you have a rebuttal for that?
About the white privilege?
Yeah, two people said that white privilege still exists. No Saint said that's like saying there was a black president, so they shouldn't be a problem anymore.
Some people are always gonna complain, and that's something you have to just get used to, I guess. I think it makes, for what it's worth, I think it makes black people look, really weak. I think it makes black people seem like children. I just repeat what I said. It's a sad situation.
You mean claiming white privilege makes them look like children? What part?
Constantly complaining about white privilege, and once again we'll show you that here's a person who does have privilege. There is such thing as black privilege, and I would like to imagine that Brittney Griner, who complained about her country, would have kissed the ground, the American soil, when she first touched it. I would like to think that, but she'll probably go on to do a book deal and get on The View and,
For sure.
do all kinds of crazy stuff like that. When there's people out there really doing, suffering. Paul Whelan, I'm grateful that at least you mentioned his name. It's a sad day for so-called white men as well. I think that white men, if you all remember that movie Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg,
And what's his name? The dude she was with?
Patrick Swayze.
Ted
Me.
Danson.
remember
Oh, Ghost.
remember
Oh, okay, yeah. Not. I'm thinking of Made in America.
remember what she said? Well, I'm saying to white men, you in danger, girl.
Wait, you think white men in America are in danger?
Well,
Oh, yes.
Joanna, do you know that they said that the only deal that they were making was for Brittney Griner. It wasn't like they had a choice.
Right.
They said, dude, Mr. Paul Whelan, he was never up for trade, so to say. They said the only trade that they were willing to do was Brittney Griner for the arms dealer guy.
Yeah, and that's probably true. Russia has strong leadership. You know, um, I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't have made a trade. You know
So, Joanna,
that
Miss Joanna, would you have said then nothing at all? If they're like, okay, the only one we're doing is Brittney Griner for him. If I can't get, would you be like, would you come from the mind state of, if I can't get Paul Whelan, then there's no deal?
for now politically, when we're talking about running a country, yes, that should have probably been the best response politically, because it just makes America look weak. But on a human level, I understand why it's always a good thing for you know Brittany to come home, and I've always spoken about that she should come home. But it's at the same time, I believe in accountability, and she messed up when she went over there, and it's just not a good look when you speak out against your country, and she really did, and then beg that same country to help you out. It's just not a good look. And then they keep throwing up the fact that she's a black woman. It's just not a good look to be so ungrateful, and then on one hand, and then with the other hand, you're begging.
So let
All
me
right.
ask you
Let
something,
me.
Joanna. Wait, let me ask you something, Joanna. So do you think that your the support for your country has to be absolute? Like you can't say anything sideways about your country. You can't complain, whether it's about taxes or inflation or the job market or feeding people or the homeless or the politics. Is it your opinion that you can't complain at all about the country you're in, or you be damned if you're stuck in another country?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I as a human, I would like to think that we wouldn't complain about too much anyway if you're waking up every day.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you have a right to criticize the country that you're from. As an American, as a veteran, I served so people could have the right to complain. To be so vicious about the way Brittany Griner was about the country, that to go over and beyond and saying a lot of things that she said about her
What?
own country.
Like what, Joanna?
Um, just pretty much saying that she didn't want to salute the flag, or never want to salute the flag, or stand for the national anthem. I think she said she didn't even want to come out of the locker room before the games if the national anthem was going to be played, which is her right. Again,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I served, because I was proud of my country and everything. Um, but so people could, voice their opinions and have the freedom to do that. But it's not necessary to so to speak spit on that same freedom in such a vicious way that I think that she did. But there it is what it is.
That's interesting as
So
fuck.
So, Joanna, Miss Joanna, do you believe it was you? So you think it was vicious in the way she did it? You think she went overboard? Is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, because she really didn't have to do that. You know, she really didn't have to do that. She was already going overseas to make money in because she wasn't really making as much as she could in the WNBA. The WNBA is subsidized by the NBA, and the women in the WNBA are still criticizing the men who support their sport financially, and she was one of those as well. Um, so it's just a whole bunch of ungratefulness altogether, and that's why I also use the word childish, because it's like a petulant child whom you give so much to, and you give all the candy they want, and they're still crying. They won't shut up. It's like, it's just it's sad to me. And again, I think it's a really petulant, immature look for black women. But then again, I would be wrong for possibly making that kind of statement, because I know we're not all alike. But the optics of it just really isn't good. For so-called black women, I don't want to hear black women complain too much about anything going forward.
Damn.
Damn, she like.
Wait a minute. Thank you for the super chat, Don Levon. Don Levon says, in my opinion, Ukrainian arms dealer Victor Bout will never see freedom in Russia. He's too much of a liability and cannot be trusted. So it sounds to me like Putin wanted him back so he could lock his ass up. Also, that's a lot. That was a lot, Joanna. So I'm like, wow, if Brittney's vicious, I'm vicious too, because I don't believe in the Pledge of Allegiance, and I didn't even sing the Puerto Rican national anthem. I'm not anti-American. I'm just like anti the bullshit. Like, I just don't think certain songs or certain declarations or certain, like, it was not meant for everybody. I don't think. I'm like, okay, I don't like that. I'll take this. Somebody's feedback is horrible. I don't know who it is. It's terrible. Okay. Does anyone want to? I will pass the mic. Joanna said a lot. I disagree. I don't think just because it's kind of like I'll liken it to, and this may be an exaggeration, but I'm dramatic, guys. I'm dramatic. It's kind of like the house Negro versus the Negro picking the cotton, right? And then someone's telling the house Negro, well, you ain't got nothing to complain about because you in the big house, right? I could be exaggerating, but that's what that sounds like to me. Like, you in America, and even though, people have done what they done here to you, and it's still happening, you need to be happy to be here, and you better not say nothing. Them good white folk. That's what that kind of sounded like to me. But I'm dramatic. I'll pass the mic. Who wants to take that commentary?
Well, if I was a slave, Jen, I definitely could agree. But I'm not a slave. I'm a free person.
Okay.
I just was gonna ask. You said you're not gonna be here for the weekend. Are you gonna be here tomorrow?
No, man. Okay. Like, if I could come in tomorrow, but it's gonna be early, and y'all ain't gonna be around. It would be like 2:00 in the afternoon.
All right, my bad. Go ahead, Joanna.
That's
yeah, I pretty much said. I was just saying I truly could understand the house Negro and the field Negro concept, except we're all free,
Okay,
we're all free.
Fair enough. Does anyone want to respond to Joanna? Yeah, the cat got y'all tongue now.
No, I was waiting my turn. No, so I swear, Jen, if we are the way we think. I swear, if I was black, worked out, we might have a future, because we think a lot. We think a lot alike. Because I was thinking the same thing. When all that whole ridiculousness of boycotting the NFL because people were kneeling during the national anthem, I was like, wait, I was in the military, and that's kind of what freedom's all about. You have the freedom to do that. Now, what you got to realize is those players were put out there. They weren't always out there for the national anthem. That was a whole setup for the military and everything to advertise. And so they were forced to be out there, at least stand out there, right? So as far as so she had an opinion that differed from some people that, but the people that, it's real interesting to me. And I'm not talking about you, Joanna, but a lot of people that were upset about that never didn't serve. A lot of people I'm around didn't serve, and they're all upset because you gotta really look, and not you, Joanna, obviously, but I always said, listen, you really gotta look inside yourself. Why are you really upset? Because I thought there was a lot more to it, him being a black man doing it, than anything else. That it was a show of. That's what I think that was all about, and maybe the same with Brittney Griner, because I didn't even realize, but that's no reason not to get her out of prison, because she had a difference of opinion. The whole freedom of speech, America isn't perfect, and we should have the right to speak out against things that we don't agree with without and not being called un-American or disgraceful because we speak out against things
vicious. I'm vicious because let me tell you,
okay? Right.
I was VP of a Puerto Rican nonprofit, and they would sing that Puerto Rican national anthem. And I was like, I ain't getting up and I ain't singing this shit. But y'all can sing it. I'm the VP. I can shut it down if I want to, but I want y'all to have the freedom to express your pride with a song, right? But I'm not gonna sing it. So I find it interesting when people who serve say, well, I fought for you to have the freedom of speech, but not that freedom of speech.
Right.
Only the freedom of speech I agree with. That's the issue I have with that. I fought for your freedom to be able to say what you want, but not that. You can't say that. So go ahead. No, saying I digress.
No. You're absolutely correct. That's what I always thought was funny about all those, pseudo boycotts that you knew within, like you said, within no time, people are going to be back watching the games and everything like that.
Yeah.
Full recovery.
I don't even know why the two are mixed, and I know it's because you have a rested audience, like a captive audience, right? And a lot of people, you could pump military to a lot of people, but I agree with Don Levon. They need to stop the national anthem mess before the games. This is not that. Why that started, to me, I mean, I know why it started, but to me, it's corny because all you're doing is just promoting the military and to get people to sign up. I get it, but I don't think they should have mixed that with sports. Just my opinion. I don't think it should have mixed with sports.
Well, being that I'm a little older, they've always done the national anthem. Now, what was new was they brought the players out on the field. That used to be after they played the national anthem. I remember then the players would come out of they'd do the announcement for the players.
There was a guy that used to play for the Nuggets back in the 90s.
Yeah, he used to play for LSU. Chris
LSU.
Jackson or Abdul Mahmoud Maruf.
Yep. He actually got flack back in the day for not standing for the national anthem. So this isn't something that's new. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff that athletes have been doing. It's just that there was no social media back then. I think that's the major difference. And it wasn't like it was a whole thing where a lot of people were doing it. It was maybe only him and maybe one other person. So it wasn't like it was you had a person from this team, a person from that team. You got people from this other sports that were getting into it. Baseball players getting into it. Soccer players, high school athletes getting into it. It was a whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's nothing that's been new. And I don't think I don't think that makes you unpatriotic or anything like that. I just think that's just like if you're married to somebody and you're upset about something, that don't mean you don't love them. That just means you upset about something that they did at that time. Right. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean, you know what I mean? So I don't know about that.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't have to criticize your spouse in public, though.
No, I do agree with that.
Brother Derek says, free until you have criticism for this government, free until you disagree with the behavior of this government. It doesn't fit. Free to be or do what? That's backwards logic. It just proves all this liberty, freedom talk is hypocritical propaganda.
And see, that proves my point. No matter what this country does for so-called black people, they're still going to complain.
Jesus.
Hey, so Miss Joanna, you like, and then it was funny what you said about black women earlier. You said they talk too much. So you basically like sit down, shut the fuck up, don't say nothing about nothing, don't complain about nothing, don't speak on nothing. Just sit down and shut the fuck up. That's basically what you saying.
Well, my father always said that complaining was for women and children, so that it's a little like that.
Okay.
But gentlemen, I just wanted to show my presence and to let Jen's
What?
audience know that there is another side. I do have to get up early in the morning, but I just wanted to say hello to everyone and to Jen and let make it a little interesting. It's a little heavy on one side on the panel tonight, and I just want to tilt the end of it just a little bit. I appreciate all your comments.
We appreciate you too, Joanna. Thank you.
All right, Joanna.
Thank you
All right,
so much.
Joanna. I enjoy your comments.
I'll see you all soon.
Okay, good night. Listen, I welcome differing opinions. All right, I'm not trying to talk into a echo chamber. I have a circle jerk. So we appreciate Joanna, though we may not agree with her.
Oh, it's
Everyone is
very
allowed their
rarely
opinion.
this we very rarely get along on this panel, all of us all together. So I mean, it's not like this that happens all the time.
Exactly.
I mean, and like I said, we disagreeing on different things. We just kind of shooting shit out there. You
Very
know what
true.
I mean?
Very true. Ghostface Lotus says, why does she keep saying so-called black people? Isn't she black? That's weird. She doesn't identify as black. She identifies as American, which is also okay. I know it is a sin for anyone with melanin to say they're not black, but she considers herself American, and that is her right to consider herself American. We all have to mind our own identity. Okay. I don't need anybody to identify the way I identify in order for me to be good with my identity. And I think we do that too much. People are like, you're not what? Just let people identify how they see fit. E Black says, I respect Joanna's opinion, but you're going to get these virtual tomatoes. Wow, guys. I think, did Ish fall asleep now? Yesterday was no saint. Now Ish fell asleep.
No, I'm back. I'm back.
Dude,
I didn't hear the question though.
There was no question. You missed a good segment. Joanna came with the big guns. You missed it though. I don't know what you doing.
Oh, I heard Joanna, and I heard Joanna with her "God Bless America," and waving the flag. I love my sister, but I don't love her thoughts. I appreciate, her intellect, her wisdom, and her experiences, but we are not the same when it comes to that, the opinion of this country.
But what do you think about, and this could be for anybody, because it doesn't make sense to me. What do you think about, do you think that if you live in a certain country, wouldn't that be a dictatorship? Like, you better not speak against this country ever. And I don't think, I know Joanna said what Brittney Griner did was vicious. I don't think it was vicious. I don't think not coming out for the anthem. I don't think it was vicious. I don't think saying I'm not going to pledge allegiance. I don't think that was vicious. Vicious is like burning the flag and saying, to hell with this country. I don't think it was vicious at all. But, what I do appreciate about Joanna's point of view is that it's real. And a lot of people feel the way she feels, because I just read you these comments, right? They're talking about death to the twat muncher, saying fuck, Biden. They're saying you have to respect the USA. You're bringing back someone to this country that is anti-American. So Joanna's not alone.
Yeah, but in that same breath, there's always going to be people that feel a certain way about their homeland. Think about all the people that come to United States from their homeland. Mm-hmm. They may say, okay, well, I don't like what's going on here. There's war here. There's strife here. There's poverty here. I don't have that many opportunities. Now, I love my country, but because right now there's war here, there's this poverty going on. Women's rights are fucked up over here. The religion is taking over here. I don't want to do all this shit that they want me to do over here. I kind of want to just do what I want to do when I want to do it. So I'm going to go to the United States where I feel like I can do this or I could do that. And then some people from the United States say, I don't want to be over here in the United States. If shit is fucked up for my type of people, I want to go over to Africa, or I want to go over here, or I want to go to Brazil, or I want to go to Europe and live. I don't think that means that you're disrespecting your country. I just believe that you're speaking on things that you don't feel are necessarily or that you're conducive with in that country, or that you may not agree with some of the stuff that's going on in that country. I don't believe it's like, okay, fuck this country, I'm just gonna go over here. So I believe that she was wrong in saying that. Now I do agree with her where there can be a time where you can maybe go overboard with the stuff. I agree with her on that. She made a solid point on that. You know what I mean? Now, if it was something where Brittney Griner was like, okay, fuck America, it's the worst country ever. Fuck this motherfucker. You know, I can't do shit. I don't have no rights here. And then you get stuck somewhere. You like, America, please let me back. Please let me back. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, that could be different. But the way she was saying it, like, I don't believe there's people that are way worse than Brittney Griner. Like, yeah, she's actually kind of like mild compared to, you know what I'm saying?
Very.
Really, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing she did was not stand for a couple of national anthems, maybe tweeted some stuff, maybe said some stuff. She never really, like, took action or never really did something. She didn't, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. That's just what I think.
Don Levon said the Amish, the Mennonites, that sound like some creatures from Hellraiser. The Mennonites and Jehovah's Witnesses don't say the national anthem. Are they being un-American? Well, if you ask the average American, they would say, yeah, it's an American.
No, I and the Mennonites are like kind of like the Amish.
Okay.
Yeah, they look like they belong a few hundred years back, you know, in their dress and everything like that. But no, I think they make exceptions for people that have religious beliefs. They don't call them un-American. They wouldn't, I don't think. For whatever reason, they make exceptions. Probably because it's, you know,
it's against my religion.
Yeah, it's against their religion. Even though, you know, most people.
I gotta say that I'm religious, so I could like not stand and pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Yeah.
To that heap lovely.
I want to say that the cult I was in thought that way as well.
What cult were you in?
That's what I was gonna say. Was you wasn't in the Branch Davidians, was you?
No, but I was in like basically. I was in the. It's gonna sound weird to you guys. It wasn't exactly like the Hebrew Israelites, but it was the European version of the Hebrew Israel. In other words, the tribes came out of Europe. We did all the going to church on Saturday, all the feasts, didn't celebrate Christmas, didn't celebrate Easter, all that. So that kind of is what got me interested in watching the Hebrew Israelites. I was like, holy cow.
Was you hitting the streets and all that?
No.
Okay,
and we weren't, and it wasn't all like, it was more like, there's one group of the Hebrew Israelites that have white people in the congregation. They can be like grafted in, right? So that was more like what we were. It wasn't like an all white church. They were people of all different races in it. So it wasn't exclusive like that. And we didn't go out in the streets, but we celebrated all the same holidays. We believed we were the chosen people. And, you know, that's why I have a sort of interest. That's why I know so much about the Hebrew Israelites, because when I first saw them, I was like, damn, this is like exactly opposite of what I was in. We're like, exactly the same, but just, it was black people instead of white people pushing it.
Ah. Okay. And why do you say it's a cult?
So was there a racial paradigm to it? Was it, the white people are the chosen people of God? And
yeah.
They'd say.
Yeah, exactly. Like the white people were the tribes of Israel. So they acted like they had knowledge that the King David crown went all the way to the Queen of England. And then so everybody else was like the Gentiles, right? So the black people were like the Gentiles, and whoever else was not from European stock.
So was it something where Was it something where y'all was staying somewhere? Were you staying somewhere all together, or was?
No, it wasn't. No, thank God, no. Thank whoever, no. I know where you're going. No. But we did have like one leader, right? That, and of course, he was rich, had a jet plane, flew all over the place.
Of course he was.
How many wives did he have?
Only one. But I mean, when she died, he was single. But yeah, he was shady, man.
Oh, he wasn't a real cult leader, though. Then he wasn't a real cult leader.
Well, that's what we know of. Now, he did mess with his daughter. We found that out later on.
Oh, wow. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This would have been a good day. This would have been a good thing for me to bring up yesterday, but
right. No saying.
So the wife may not have died accidentally. She might have been,
maybe so,
removed from office.
And Ish, it was you're in California, right? You don't have to tell me.
I declined to say just for your operation. What
I wanted to tell you is that the headquarters was in Pasadena, California, and Ambassador College is a place called, and I don't know what it's called today, was like the church's basically college or whatever, and it was a state of the art auditorium where you might have heard. I don't know if you're out there, you probably, and if you're in LA, you might have heard of it. But yeah, it was called Ambassador College. That was like the headquarters out there.
So was it like a racial? So was it like racism going up in there, or?
I mean, only to this, and Ish might not disagree with this portion of it, like, no racial mixing. You had to stay with your own, but it wasn't like a hierarchy, like, well, as far as like, in other words, there were different races.
It was like basically like white separatism kind of,
but
I mean, like racism so much.
Right.
Okay.
So what made you join?
Worldwide Church of God was what it was. I was born into it. So my mom was the one that joined.
Oh, when did you get free? When did you break free?
About 22, when I was 22.
Okay.
So last question, no saying, before we pass the mic to E Black TV and Chocolate Earth. No saying, what made it a cult to you? What didn't you agree with? Why did you want to leave? Was it not fulfilling?
Well, what made it a cult is that it has a top leader, right? Charismatic, very what'd you call it? Legal, very, how you say that? Authoritarian, very authoritarian. They would disfellowship you. Like if you had any kind of a disagreement, and then everybody would shun you, like,
sounds like the NOI. Am I bugging? It's the NOI.
I don't know. I've never. That would be something that you could talk to. I don't know what the NOI's rules are on that stuff.
If you disagree with them, they're gonna have a problem with you. No race mixing. Sounds like the NOI. Which I don't have a problem with. Like, if there's a race or a cultural group that says, hey, we should stick to our own, so be it.
Yeah, well, it was hell for me because I liked women of color and Latinas and things. So I was always constantly thinking I was going to go to hell or something, or not make it.
Oh, damn.
All right, E Black, what's up? Welcome to the panel. We haven't seen you in a minute. Oh, you still going, Ish?
No, I'm good. Let E Black get on.
What's up, E Black? What's up, Chocolate Earth?
What's going on, Jen?
What it do?
E Black, we gonna let the lady go first. Chocolate Earth, what you got for us?
Oh, that's so kind. Hello, everyone on the panel this evening.
Hello.
I'm just chilling. I promise I'm gonna cam up this weekend if you pop in.
No, I'm not here this weekend, but I'm so glad you brought that up because
Yeah.
2023, for whoever's listening, whoever can hear the sound of my voice, I'm not doing avatars no more. I can't.
Okay, I'm all for it. I'm gonna get cute. I'm dusty and dirty. I'm working right now, so just
No,
yeah.
2023, and you
Okay.
ain't nobody got to come up here ready for the Soul Train musical.
Listen, I'll have my Afro wig and everything for 2023, girl. Let me tell you something. Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Is
So
that
I
the
jumped.
same rules? Hold on. Is that the same rules for Tristan?
Tristan
What?
is the only person. Tristan is the on the planet. But you know why? Because Tristan provides us with gifts and thumbnails that go along with what we're saying.
Yes.
The
wrap it up one is my favorite. Like that's
it.
it.
To stay behind the avatar.
Okay. All right.
He like, wait a minute. Okay. So
you gonna provide us with some thumbnails and some funny videos, you can stay behind the avatar too.
Okay. I guess I gotta cam up.
Right? Gotta get flyers 2023. What? It's time to get cute.
Yes, I need the faces. I need them.
So I popped in because I saw your title and I am excited that she is free.
Okay.
One, the woman only she had that is a prescription she had of cannabis oil. She had been going back and forth to Russia, playing because they don't pay the women the same as they pay the men. So they have to go to Europe and Russia to play. So then when we got into it with, we started helping Ukraine, she became a political pawn. And the one thing that I don't like is that they're trying to say, oh, well, because she's black, because she's gay, because no, she's first an American citizen. What happened to that? And then on top of that, they are still in negotiations. Our government is still in negotiations with the Russian government to get certain people back. And then they're talking about, oh, they traded her for, a gun smuggler and da 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 da. This man is old. Okay, it ain't that much more trouble he gonna be doing. He lost everything that he had, and I know that there's a gentleman that's still there that they were talking about. Unfortunately, his situation is a lot different. They have him arrested for allegedly spying or espionage. So it's disappointing that I'm hearing certain type of black men come out and say negative things about her when you didn't know shit about her unless you watched WNBA. And then now it's a problem because she got to come home and they're super, super, and excuse me if anybody is from Russia, it is super racist over there. They do not like black people. So even though there's black Russians, they do not like us. And so I felt like she was in danger. You know what I mean? So I don't see what the problem is. I do, but it just lets me know again, it's ridiculous that everyone, especially like the right wingers, are like, oh my God, she had hashish, and no, she didn't. She had cannabis oil in a vape pen. And so, yeah, I'm glad that she is able to come home. And that's how I feel about it.
Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Javier Colon. He says, bottom line is we all should be happy an American is out of that hellhole, regardless of how unpatriotic she may be. Is that an Adam's apple? On who? On Brittney?
What? Why?
Is he talking about me? Because I got an Adam's apple too. Yeah, see it?
Everybody do. Right. Everybody do. I got one too.
Right there. That's all me.
Yeah.
Nah, Brittney Griner.
Look, I'm rubbing it right now. No, I'm just playing. Okay.
Y'all stupid.
What's up, E Black?
What's going on, Jen?
What's
well,
up?
I'm in line with the. I don't know her name. What's her
Chocolate.
name? Chocolate. I didn't.
Yes, chocolates.
Let me move this so you can see the names. There you go.
Chocolate Earth. Okay. Got me on the internet calling us another woman chocolate. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm online with you. You know, I'm glad another American citizen got home. Of course, you know, the YouTube streets are gonna, run to this ground, and um, like I said before, you know, all that conservative American first stuff goes out the window when it's black people, when it's black women, indefinitely, and it's really it's really appalling because, like I said, if this was any other person, this was Larry Bird, he'd be home, man. They be acting a fool, but they're gonna shoot up their dust. But the one thing I don't like is the narrative that okay, it was funny to say, yeah, it was funny to say, yeah, she got traded for an arms dealer, bro. Do y'all think he's gonna be going to Colombia anywhere, like anywhere? Do you think his passport is gonna be valid anywhere? Like, let's be honest about this. Like, he's basically a duck in his own in his own pond now. And if as
Mhm.
soon as they get tired of him, they'll get rid of him too. So, I mean, it's hard because, but at the same time, he did 12 years too. So, shit, it ain't
Yeah, he was set to get out
he-
in 2029 anyway, so it wasn't like he had life or nothing anyway.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's not like he was just dead in the water because we had him. Like, he wasn't doing life for us. So, I mean, it's a lot of contradictions, but like I said, I'm proud because not only that she's out, but because she was a very proud advocate for having a stance with Breonna Taylor. She was a very proud advocate for when George Floyd. She has been standing 10 toes down for all the issues that you know over the last couple of years black people have had, and hey, bring her home. I think everybody wanted her home, but it's just, people gonna joke, and if the memes is funny,
What do you
Can
think
I
about
ask a question? Oh, I'm sorry.
E Black? What do you think about what Joanna was saying? You was throwing tomatoes in the you was throwing tomatoes in the
I was
chat.
in line with you. She was basically saying, "Shut up and be happy, house nigga. Like we free. Massa ain't sick." It's like and I like Joanna. I love her commentaries at times, but like I said, I think she takes she takes her own I think sometimes because I'm about to do a video about another conservative that did something, but black conservatives seem to only want to disrespect black people, and
Mm-hmm.
that's just their thing. They have
Mm-hmm.
they have to show white folks that how happy they are to be with them, and it's like it's like, look, we get it, y'all happy, but rest of us, we're trying to make this country better. And if you're not trying to make this country better, you're making it worse. And that should be for all colors. Nobody should be really feeling comfortable in their skin right now. Everybody should be trying to make, whether Asian, black, white, brown, or whatever, you should be trying to make this country better. Make sure all the equalities that the Constitution provide should be applied to all its citizens. But a lot of people only want to stop now because they got a internet and an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to speak too much.
Okay, Chocolate. What were you gonna say? Because I think I went over
I
what
was
you.
gonna say no, it's okay. I was gonna say I want to understand why the men are mad. Like, I want to understand why black men are mad about her coming home. I have never heard any black men talk about, oh my gosh, get these white people back here from Russia, our Americans that are stuck in Russia. What about the group of men who tried to, they was trying to do something. It's like six of them, and they all got arrested and got caught. And I don't hold me to it. I can't remember the name of them, but I'm just trying to understand, why are they angry? Like, what is it? Is it that she's black? Is it a woman? That she's black? That she's gay? Is it all three? Like, I don't understand how you could be mad as a black person or a person of color. Well, it's mainly black people women to talking sideways about this. Like, I don't get it, because if I got caught up in Russia, I would want Biden to listen. I would be on there crying, tears, crocodile. I'd be like, I can't be in the gulag. Oh my God. Like, come on. I just don't understand why.
Right. Well, Joanna, the reason Joanna gave was because she spoke against America. And bro,
isn't that free speech though? Don't there's plenty of white people who speak against America.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to understand,
well,
because I saw that unpatriotic. How is it unpatriotic? Because you are tired of the huge discrepancies that are still going on in this 2022 in this country.
So,
and to what he said, I'm sorry, I'll wrap it up. To what your name is Black, right? Black TV, is it Black ETV? I'll make sure I say your name right. Okay.
I was the one saying.
Are you calling me Blackie?
Oh, no.
I
mean, I have dyslexia. Don't be mad. I'm so sorry.
Black, whatever they call
Blackity Black TV. No, I'm just playing. I'm Black. No, I'm just playing.
Black.
Black TV said, I apologize. Now you done made me forget what I was gonna say. But no, I guess I'm just like exhausted about it. Like, I don't even have any energy to be upset about the comments, and because they was talking the whole 10 months, I've had to listen to men mainly dog this woman because of what? She wasn't a drug smuggler. Like, it wasn't like she had kilos. You know what I mean? Like, it's just insane.
No men mainly. It was men and women that were.
I agree. I agree with that. But I will say,
every men and women were saying leave her over there.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why? Oh, thank you. The January 6th. Yes. Hello. They attacked the Capitol, but she's unpatriotic. Come on, everybody. Like, for real. Like, can we put down? I don't know what anybody is smoking, but please stop. Try something different. That it's just ridiculous that we're still on stuff. It's just stupid to me. Let me stop, because it is. It's just dumb.
See, if Big Truck was here.
Oh man,
where he at? Where he at?
Listen, I don't know where Big Truck is.
Man, Big Trickety need to come back up. We need him.
You made him mad because you kicked him out. He is salty about that.
He ain't mad. She kicked me out too.
But he's a different type.
He wasn't the first or the last that got dropped from the panel.
Yeah, that wasn't nothing. We got past that. It wasn't nothing.
Men like that are sensitive as hell. So let's just be real. He over there with his feelings hurt.
Yep, I'm talking trash. Tonight, though. He would have me. Like, you leave that bitch over there, and then he would have win. He would have win.
Exactly.
He would have went ham on Brittney Love.
Yeah, where is Trucker, man? I need
Big Truck.
I need a laugh.
Listen, Big Truck. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna let him.
So I just want to say to Chocolate Earth. So you're right. There are white people that have done it, and I brought up the Dixie Chicks, and they got silenced. There's a certain group who think they own the term patriots and think that their patriot way is the only patriot way. Now, what I'll say to you about, there are. Listen, I'm around them all the time, and I'm sure you're aware. Hold on, my son just came in. There are groups of people that don't understand and don't believe that there's anything going, like, they honestly, either by willful ignorance or they just truly don't think that black people have it different than them. They really don't believe it. So I can't remember. You said something that made me want to bring that up. So there's that group of people like that is what I'm getting at. But I can't remember what you said now that had me think of that, because you were. So I'm sorry. I just lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry. No, saying I just threw him out the window. No, but I do want to say that back to you. Look, deal with anybody that want to deal with me. I don't have a
Yeah.
problem with you until you have a problem with me. My issue politically is this: we still are in like this cake that is a slow burn right now, but it's getting ready. It's gonna pop eventually because we have a lot of disinformation. We have a lot of disingenuous people telling a lot of lies, and people believe what they want to believe. They see what they want to see, and they want to hold on to that. Like that's the last thing on earth, the last drop of water. They want to believe it's this particular way. Fine. We live in America that has our constitution set up where I'm in a position where I can say what I want to say, but that doesn't mean that there aren't consequences to what I say. And so my issue is when you continue to stoke that fire, it's just like currently I'm in North Carolina, and I don't know if you guys heard about it, but there were several oh gosh, the electricity, they shot them up, and the goal was they were going to mess up the grid and put us out so that they can there's a group of people who are trying to start a race war. I don't understand why, but they're there. And this kind of stuff to me is just constantly put at the top of the list of things that are, important in our country when that's not the case. We still got homeless, we still got hungry, we still got, children being snatched up and women being snatched up, so on and so forth. And it is insane to me that this is still our focus. And real quick, I just want to hit.
Hold on, just 1 second, because it's profitable. As long as you're as long as you're able to gather a group of people, stoke their fears, and have them contribute to you, it's. Trust me, you see it with Kanye right now. You see who he hangs with right now.
Not Kanye.
They're using him because they're able to prolong their message.
Listen, he made Alex Jones blush. So I don't know who's using who, but when you sit up and make Alex Jones blush,
he's with Nick Fuentes too. Nick Fuentes. He's another dude.
He believes that you don't need women. That having sex with women is gay. Like he literally said that. This is crazy to me. But real quick, Jen, I'm sorry. To this gentleman's question, he said they left an American over there that served as police for years and other stuff, contributed to America. She only played ball. Okay, well, if that was LeBron James, would you say that? And on top of that, the gentleman that you're talking about, he is there for espionage. He is being accused by the Russian government for espionage and being a spy. That holds a lot more weight than her being caught for a vape pen. Come on, man. Come on.
We talked about that earlier. Exactly.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. He wasn't even they didn't even have him on the chopping block. It was just Brittney Griner. They weren't willing to give him up.
Yeah.
So basically it was Brittney Griner or nothing. So it wasn't like they had a choice anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I just wish people would read. Did we stop reading? For real, can we read past the headline? Get some context.
Well, see, the problem, that is a problem.
It requires brain power.
No, that is a problem because people are lazy and they want to get their opinions. So they get their opinions from a few places and then they look for things that will support those. Instead of looking for things, you're supposed to look for things to discredit. No, people look for things that actually agrees with what they already think. And that's just part of the problem we have right now. But, when you talk about race war, I don't even know what that would look like. I mean, I know what you're saying. There are some people that think, they want to kick off a race war. I really think that's a pipe dream for them. I don't think.
Yes.
I don't think because someone asked me, well, so if there's a race war, whose side are you on? I'm like, I'm on whatever. I'm gonna shoot whoever walks through my door. I don't care if they're white or black or anything else, because it's done. So they act like you have to choose a side, and my side would be, I would be like, if it ever got, and hopefully this never ever happens, but I would be more the side like the Germans that were helping out people and, try to save people. I wouldn't be trying to participate.
Right. No, saying I agree with you because I feel like this. What you gonna do with the games? Like all the games, we got the Crips, the Bloods, MS-13, Latin Kings. Don't ask me why I know all that, but I'm just saying, like, what are you going to do? Because people forget that they bear arms as well. Like, and women have gone up. Like it was like a 30% increase in women buying firearms. Stop playing. People gonna get hurt.
Chocolate Earth, this is what I think. I mean, I think there's a de facto kind of race war going on right now, not between the majority of people, but like the groups that are going in and shooting up, the mosque, not the mosque, but the synagogues and or the dentist roofs and things like that. I think that kind of stuff's going on with this rhetoric. I think people think of a war as in we're all out in the street shooting everyone. I don't think, and nobody's that strong enough to, the government is still strong enough to shut all that stuff down.
Yeah, and the guys that say this stuff and that have these channels, when you look at them, you're like, how you gonna run from your chair? How you fighting?
Also, most of these dudes ain't really about it like that anyway.
Okay,
They go and shoot up. They go and shoot up a whole bunch of shit, and then when the police say freeze, they drop the gun and freeze. You know what I'm saying?
Hey guys,
right? Like how you
about it like that?
You about it. Stop it.
Oh, the cops still say freeze?
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? They say, hey, put the gun down. They say, hey, put the gun down. Then all of a sudden they want to start
hear
shooting.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you reminded me. You guys reminded me of. I was at a parking lot, and this guy had a bumper sticker on the back of his truck. You can try to take my guns out of whatever, one of those things. Take my guns out of my dead hands or something like that. He comes out, the dude freaking got a cane. He's like going 2 miles an hour towards the front door. I'm like, oh man, that's a pretty easy task there.
It makes me think of a early generation video game. It makes me think of Duck Hunt. Like, what is you doing out here? Oh, we gonna have a civil war. What? These people was running in the grass fighting. Y'all gonna do that?
They was running in the grass. They had muskets and all types of
like, what did you do?
They had 2 shooters and shit. And when that mother...
they gonna throw rocks. Stop! What is this? Like, why is everybody let down? Everybody so hard for
talking about, all right, the war over. I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not. Nope, that's all right. I already got plans for my bunker, so I'm good. I'm not messing around with nobody.
Man, listen, I support it because once it goes down, I'm just gonna catch a flight. Like, listen, I'll come back when it's over. Listen, I'm just gonna watch the fireworks from afar. That's what you're supposed to do.
Well, what if they shut the like, I love those movies where it's like it everything goes crazy, like Armageddon, and I love to see how people act in those scenarios. And I think that's what hypes these people up. Like, they really think they're gonna survive it. And I'm like, come on, yo.
The biggest issue is these people think their voice matters, right? Because of social media. Listen, you ain't shit. It's tough to say, but like you hop on these apps thinking, oh, this celebrity responded back to me, so I have a voice. Then you get this little following, but when the government comes and puts their foot on your neck, they like this. Listen, shut the hell up. You gonna shut up. It's just people are just delusional at this point.
I'm gonna show up like the Bourne Identity. Like, I'm gonna be behind, people gonna be live, and then I'm just gonna show up out of nowhere behind a computer chair. Like, what you about to do now? Like, just show up. Beat them up real quick.
Exactly. Like, I be seeing these dudes. I'm like, I might not be in bad shape, but I'm like, I know if I run fast enough, they'll catch you first. Like it's crazy out here. I'm like,
I'm gonna get
you
my
can't
Chinese
even
stars
walk up the
out and
stairs.
start throwing them. Tristan, I got you. On your way to
Listen,
the
listen,
airport, I'm about to throw them
listen.
like pop, pop,
That
pop.
Just listen. That's
is
the goal. Get me
He
hilarious.
said
out of
Chinese
here.
stars.
I want to
Just get
I'm
me out
answer.
of
going.
here.
I'm going to Cuba. I'm out.
Let me answer Chuckin' and Jiving before y'all pull out your passports. Chuckin' and Jiving TV said, "How do I come up on the panel?" I drop a link. You click the link, and then you pop up. But Mama's done for the night, so I'm not letting anybody else back up. I'm actually getting final thoughts if there are any. I'm tired. I got a long weekend ahead. Like I
See,
said,
I knew it.
be here. I'm not gonna be here this weekend. I'll try to peek in. I'll try to drop maybe a clip from one of our crazy shows, but I'm not gonna be camming up because I have a gig, so I'll be gone the whole damn weekend. But watch out for me. You may see me late at night on the
See,
YouTube streets. I don't know.
See, Jen is learning from me doing these 1 hour shows, and then like when it's getting real good, just end it, and then like, like
What? It was good like an hour ago. Y'all are late. You was hella late, Black.
I apologize. I was working tonight. I'm building some stuff. So yes. But when I saw it and I remembered you saying, you was like, you better come back. And I was like, oh, I wonder if she on, and I saw it. I was like, okay, cool. I just cut
Hey,
around
hey,
my
you'll
mouth
be
real
back
quick.
next week though, right?
Hell yeah. No, I'll be back with bells on because I want to finish out December strong. So I'll be here.
Oh yeah, you really sleepy. You said the summer. Oh yeah, take your ass to sleep.
No, I said December.
Oh my bad, my bad. I thought you said the summer.
I think you sleepy.
It sounded like
Yeah, it
summer.
might be me. It might be me.
He need a nap.
Listen,
No, he's right. It sounded like summer because I'm sleepy. I'm like summer, December.
I always say, like when I see Tristan come on with that avatar, I'm thinking, man, this is the Grim Reaper for the show. We're about to close out.
Listen,
You need Tristan because Tristan.
listen. I love this wrap it up thing. I love it. I'm like this. I'll be waiting for y'all to just go on a tangent. I'm like, I just love ruining. Like, you all passionate, and then shut up, shut the fuck up.
That shit is classic. I'm like, that's why we need Tristan behind his avatar.
Yeah,
Well,
I like that. I like the wrap it up beat. That's my favorite.
I think that's Mr. Holland Opus at the end of that, right?
I will be back on Monday. This was night short and sweet. Come on, we've been doing 4 or 5 hours like a bunch of maniacs up here. Okay.
I mean, you've been putting in work, like seriously. So enjoy your weekend work. Grind, sis. Grind. That's what I'm talking about.
And Jen, stop working so hard. Clip some of this stuff up, man.
She don't sleep. She don't sleep. You know how annoying it is, right? She forgets there's a 3 hour difference, E Black, right? She'll message me. I'm like, what time is it? It's still dark outside. I'm like, it's 3 a.m. And she just chopping it. I'm like, Jen, what is you doing? But I'm like, all right, I'm up.
No,
don't feel bad. We are kindred. I am an insomniac. I work all night long. Like I will. My sister has to tell me to stop because I'll just keep going. So I understand.
Oh my God, I have months and months of little clips that are Black. I have to clip up. I have to clip up when I dropped World and Big Truck, that big argument that night. Oh my God.
Yeah. You gonna clip me up? Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
I gotta clip that. That shit was crazy that night. Woo.
Rip Big Truck.
I need my Mac Measy versus Big Truck. That one I need.
Mac Measy versus Big Truck is some of the funniest shit that I've seen on YouTube.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say that I fell asleep last night, but I did watch the last part of the show this morning. And Chocolate Earth, you need to be a permanent person up on this panel.
Say thank you. That means a lot. Thank you.
I loved it. I mean, I was, and then Ish, I wanted to say, as far as the what was going on last night and what the whole beta comment, I didn't think that was it at all. And I even messaged Jen and we chatted a little bit, and I said, man, Ish handles himself really well considering that he's in a belief, you're in your organization and it was under the microscope. So I thought that I thought that the beta comment was uncalled for, but But no big deal. You had your business. No, I enjoy everybody on the panel though.
I give New Yorkers, I give them a tiny little pass because we talk a certain way.
Tiny.
Tiny Pat. No, I checked Black Measy.
You give New Yorkers the biggest pass.
That's not
No, I should have got a pass. That's that East Coast, West Coast. I should have got a pass.
I can't. Y'all are hilarious. And I do want to say, after you, Jen, I just wanted to say, Brother Ish.
Bullshitting right now. Y'all bullshit. Because world, all I did was separate you from the argument. I never said don't come back up here. I ain't ever call you out your name. Same thing with Big Truck. Like Big Truck could come back.
Yeah. Big Trickety cool. You know what I'm saying?
He coming back.
Mac Measy
he has no choice.
It's just sometimes y'all can it'd be a cat fight in here. I'm like, I can't even hear nobody.
Yeah, you had to put me out the club. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That was it. You know what I'm saying? You still VIP the next day, but you was getting crazy. It was bitches and this and that. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh yeah. That was raw. Like I remember Big Truck came from me. I was like, bro, I don't even know you. Like what we do?
Yeah, that one was funny too.
We can dance, baby. I don't have a problem with that. There's very few people I fear in this world.
This is a Stetson. Look at this watch. Like it was crazy that night. Y'all gotta admit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I had a ball. Yes.
That was the chef, Elvis. That was the chef.
He had that person next to him. That was his wife or his son? Whatever.
Yes, at first I thought that was his son, and then when he came back around, he was like, "That's my wife." I was like, "Oh, okay. Why would you show her like that? Like, why did you ask her permission? Like, what did I have to do with anything?" But can I say this real quick? And I know we wrapping it up. Brother Ish, I just want to say to you, listen, if I offended you in any way with my questions, I apologize. I'm just a very intense person. I know that I am. And I'm very hardcore about my community. And I just feel like, our community has been waiting a long time for anyone to really deal with the social issues. So it wasn't at you personally. I just was wondering about how they were setting up the situation. But again, I would never disrespect anybody's religion or how you believe in your faith. I respect that no matter what it is, whether I agree with it or not. So I just wanted you to know that.
Well, I appreciate it, Chocolate Earth. I mean, I didn't take offense to it. Again, the Nation of Islam is a very intense environment and very hyper intense with masculinity. So people are going to talk to you in a very straight and direct way. And if you're thin-skinned, you ain't gonna make it long in the mosque. I tell you that for real. So I don't, and I knew individuals personally, like Dr. Khalid and different key individuals who would challenge you as far as, are you really about this life? So I love being in the FOI. Jim would tell you that. I've been doing it for a very long time. And I'm not offended at any questions. You can open it up. That's the only reason why I'm up here, in a public format to have this kind of conversation, a dialogue. So I don't personalize it at all. So we good.
And no, I wasn't being a devil trying to get between you and McNeasy.
I can't with no Saint. I can't.
We see you, no Saint, behind the tree, throwing the rock, hiding your hand. We see you, no Saints, no problem. Look, I know where all the FBI headquarters are. You're good. We know the one down in New Orleans as well.
Lord Almighty, I think I'm more FBI than no Saint. With that said, thank you guys. Please come back next week. I will post some clips because them arguments was through the roof. So I will post them in between, but I'm gonna be super busy. Like I'm booked this weekend, and I'm gonna miss y'all. I'm keeping it 100. I'd rather do this than the gig I'm doing, but I gotta make my shekels. So I'll see you.
Because Saturday is supposed to be the sex show. So
I know.
We gotta wait till next Saturday. Next Saturday.
Yes. I'm like, the only way I can do
We are not reminiscing.
Tristan, I am inviting you to my show. When I do a show, you coming because I love that. That is hilarious.
Hey,
All
I'm
right,
coming to
y'all.
your
Good
show
night,
too, Chocolate.
Jen.
I'm coming too.
Yes, yes, y'all are more than welcome. I'm changing my format because again, I have one channel and I have another channel called Chronically Ill, and that's the one I'm probably going to do more of the ratchet stuff. So yeah, you guys are going to be more than welcome. Because my Chocolate Earth channel is just strictly about community. So yeah.
Okay, Tristan.
You got it, boss lady.
Everybody good?
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night,
Have a great
Jen.
weekend.
Hold
Have a
on.
great.
Chocolate Earth. Your channel is called Chocolate Earth.
Yes, it is Chocolate Earth Foundation. Yep.
Okay. Just double check.
Yep. I'm on there. You just Google. I mean, not Google. Well, yeah, you can Google me now. I come up at the top. Okay. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.
Oh, I was about to press that button. She timed it just right.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. Have a great weekend.
Peace, y'all.
Bye.
Good night, guys. Tristan, dismiss the class.
I
I want to get out of here. I'm tired.
We'll go with the greatest beta cuck poet of all time,
Uh-oh.
Oscar Wilde. Women are meant to be loved, not to be understood. I love you all. Class dismissed.
And we're out. All right, guys. If you are still in the room for any reason, please hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door. This has been another episode of On the Block with Jen. Don't forget to support the show and help Mama keep the lights on in this church. Hit me on my Cash App, On the Block with Jen. If you want to talk to me via Gmail, On the Block with Jen at Gmail. If you want to see me on TikTok or Instagram, be cuter than I am here. Yes, it's possible. Hit me On the Block with Jen on Instagram and on TikTok. Have an amazing, amazing night. Have an amazing weekend. I may or may not sneak in. I can't promise because I'll be busy this weekend. But I'll see you on Monday. I'll bring the sexy Saturday back. All right, guys. Good night. I was tired. Thank you for holding me down in the chat, and thank you for the super chats. Good night. And I'm out.